go ahead and get started. So thanks again for joining us tonight. Tonight's information is to prepare us for the upcoming school year together. So as mentioned earlier, we do have interpretation offered this evening. So we have Spanish and Portuguese. So if you would like either of those languages, you click on the little globe down here and designate the language that you would like. Poya, do you want to go ahead and share that? Marcela, can you share that in Portuguese? Okay. Any questions about how interpretation works and how to get into it? Hey, Maribel, can you unmute and explain that in Spanish? So what they need to, if you would like Spanish or Portuguese,
Yes,
you can click on the globe and have it be translated, or interpreted rather.
no sé.
Okay, so here's the topics that we're going to cover tonight. We are recording this meeting so it can be shared later. We're going to go over some school information, what a day at Martha Lake looks like, and also go over some COVID-19 health and safety protocols and procedures that we have in place to keep everyone safe, and then questions at the end. Okay, we'll begin with our land acknowledgement tonight. We acknowledge the original inhabitants of this place, the Snohomish people, and their successors, the Tulalip tribes, who since time immemorial have taken care of, hunted, fished, and gathered on these lands. We respect their sovereignty, their right to self-determination, and we honor their sacred spiritual connection with the land and water. By acknowledging these homelands, we commit to working with tribal nations to further the education aims they have identified in our classrooms and schools. And here it is in Spanish. Okay. Okay, again, welcome. I'm Stephanie K. Fredrickson. I get to be your principal this year. And also joining us tonight, we have Kathy McGuire. She is our office manager, and Maribel Tirado as well, our office support secretary, and several staff members. So thanks for joining us tonight. While I go over the slides, Kathy is going to post some of these links in the chat so that you can access them. Okay, first day of school. It is September 8th for our 1st through 12th graders. Kindergartners, you have your first day on September 13th because of the family connection meetings that take place the first 3 days of school. You should have received an email from us with a link to sign up for a meeting with your kindergarten teacher. And last day of school is Friday, June 24th. And that will be here before we know it. Okay, teacher information. Starting September 1st in Skyward, you can see who your child's teacher will be for the year. So that is using Skyward. And then on September 2nd at Martha Lake, we have Meet the Teacher drive-through. If your last name is from A through L, you can be here on campus from 1:30 to 2:15. Please remain in your cars. I think we're pretty used to what drive-throughs look like at Martha Lake. They're pretty awesome. So, and then from 2:15 to 3 o'clock, students with the last names M through Z, you can drive through and meet your teacher, okay? How do you update your password in Skyward? There's a link at when you click in Skyward, there's a little spot at the bottom where you say you forgot your username and password, and they'll send an email and you can just click on it and refresh your email. And then Kathy says Mrs. McGuire says you can call the main office and she can help you too. Okay, a day in the life of your students. So, she even put her email in there so she can give you your login information. Okay, I'm gonna go over some procedures and protocols that we use throughout the day and then show you some photos so you can kind of see what it looks like inside our school. And again, September 8th is our first day of school, first through 6th, and family connection meetings from September 8th through the 10th at your scheduled time. And kindergartners, your first day is the 13th. Okay, pick up and drop off. This is what it's going to look like. So very similar to last year. Please remain in your vehicles. Breakfast starts at 8:10 a.m. Our school day is from 8:40 to 3:10. And we have our beautifully painted horseshoes for your students to line up on. They will be color coordinated and we'll mark them for you initially at the beginning of the school year so you know where to line up. This is kindergarten, so they get 4 different colors, but each of the grade level teams will have their designated colors in the front of the school or the back of the school. I'm trying to deliberately pause so our interpreters can try to maintain a good pace for them. So here are our, here's our pickup drop off line. So if you are kindergarten through 2nd grade, you will drop off in the front of the school because that's where our horseshoes are for K2. And if you are in grades 3 through 6, drop off by families through the back of AMS loop. And you'll drop off your students here, 3rd through 6th graders, and you'll walk again. We got 2 new portables put in our school. So you'll have to walk this way and you'll line up right here, just like we did in the spring when we came back, okay? And so a very, very popular question is what happens when you have more than one student at Martha Lake? You will drop off with the youngest siblings. So for example, if you have a 2nd grader and a 5th grader, you'll drop off in the front. So your 2nd grader can line up and then your older sibling can just walk around here and line up in the back, okay? And we'll tell you the horseshoe colors when we'll have them marked for when you show up, okay? Bussers, you will load and unload right here and follow this yellow route to go to the back or to the front. 3rd through 6th, if you do drop off in the back, just so you don't have to go through the front of the school, when you drop off here, you can just go right back this way through our parking lot and exit. It really helps with traffic if you can do that. Okay. So that is pick up, drop off. And then our classrooms, we have mostly desks in most of our classrooms, keeping all the classroom arrangements forward facing with 3 feet distance. and students will be using their individual supplies and materials. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but this is Miss Hayes's classroom right here, and this is Mrs. Alfieri's classroom. So exciting. You guys got a little preview of your room. Okay, recess. Students will remain with their class through all the recesses, and they will play in their designated zones. Students will rotate through the zones. So for example, they might be in this zone here, in orange, and then rotate to the green and red, and then go back around again. Masks at this time are to remain on during recess. We do have designated mask breaks in each of the zones, quick mask breaks there. And that is what recess will look like. Okay, so now I'm going to go over some of our COVID health and safety protocols. Of course, all our students and staff's health is a big priority for us. And masks are required inside and outside while on campus, trying to maintain as much physical distance as possible. And before arriving on school or district building, please check for COVID-19 symptoms. And of course, at any time when you are feeling ill, please stay home. We don't have the attestation process this year, but we are asking families to check for COVID symptoms at home before arriving on campus. And if you are sick, to please stay home. Okay, our COVID handbook, health and safety handbook for all our students and staff. Kathy, this is our first link. So if you could open that up and paste it in there, that would be great. And don't print that handbook out, because they update it whenever we get new guidance. So it's really best to be read live, that handbook. Miss McGuire, oh, there she goes. She's Miss McGuire just put our handbook in the chat, so you can click on that. You might want to save that for later. It's a long document. Okay, in regards to health and safety checks, as mentioned earlier, the attestation that we had in the spring is no longer required. You don't have to fill out that form before arriving on campus. So we are asking all families, though, to continue to check for the COVID symptoms before arriving to school. And of course, staff are expected to do the very same health check before arriving to campus. Okay, so what are the COVID-19 symptoms? A fever. So if your temperature is higher than 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, a fever, a cough, and of course, those who have chronic asthmatic coughs or allergies, that's not the cough that we're talking about, right? We're talking about a change in the cough from your standard baseline. And then shortness of breath or difficulty breathing is another COVID symptom. Chills, unusual fatigue. That's hard to measure this time of year. And then muscle and body aches. So if you are experiencing any of those, we're asking families to keep your students at home, and staff as well, of course, right? Okay. Other symptoms: new onset of a headache, sore throat, sudden loss of taste or smell, congestion or runny nose, which are unrelated to allergies again, and then nausea or vomiting, and last but not least, diarrhea. Okay. Other ways that we're keeping you safe at school, it includes cleaning and disinfecting. We have routine cleaning procedures, and of course, our high touch points are cleaned throughout the day still. And we prioritize cleaning our higher risk areas too. So. And then in terms of ventilation in our system, our whole HVAC system has been set to maximize outside air coming in, and our filters are regularly changed, and they've also been upgraded. And then hand hygiene. Mrs. McGuire is going to link the video in case you want to watch that later. It's just a short video on appropriate hand washing, and students and staff are required to wash or hand sanitize upon entering the building, and washing or hand sanitizing frequently throughout the day. For example, before they go out to recess, we have them hand sanitize, and then before they come back in from recess, we have them hand sanitize again. Same thing for lunch, hand sanitizing, hand washing before they go to lunch, and then before they go out to recess, and then again before they enter the classroom. So hand hygiene, highly practiced and really important at school. And then proper mask wearing. That's another important preventive measure that we have in place. And again, masks are required inside and outside of school. And if you're wondering about proper mask wearing, Mrs. McGuire is going to link that video for you as well. Hey, Ms. McGuire, can we put the titles next to which of the links they're for? That might be helpful starting here on out. And, you know, proper mask wearing on your nose, below your chin, secure is the gist of it. Limited access inside our school. So school is only open to students and district staff only. So we're still no visitors inside our school. And unfortunately, that includes parents and volunteers too. And then our main office continues to be open. We're servicing you at the door, just buzz. And if there's anything incredibly urgent, oh, why does it say main school office is open to family members? Yeah, our school office is always open. If you have any questions, they're amazing. So if your student has a runny nose but otherwise fine, and keep them home, is there another virtual option, or they just stick? Yeah, just short-term question in the chat. If your student has a runny nose but otherwise fine and you keep them at home, is there another virtual option? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. We're just focusing on in-person at each of our school sites for our families that opted for in-person learning. If you are interested in changing your intent to virtual, we have a form that needs to be completed. And if you need that form, you can contact Mrs. McGuire and she can give that to you. Amelia, if you want to put your email or message Mrs. McGuire with your email, she can send that to you. Okay, COVID-19 vaccine. So you've probably heard by now the vaccine is required for all school employees. And the vaccine is available to anyone 12 years and older at this time. It's our greatest measure, our best mitigation measure against COVID. So if you can, it's highly encouraged to get our vaccines. And if you want more information about that and how to make an appointment, the best place to go is our Snohomish Health District's website. And then COVID-19 testing. We're able to test students and staff at Martha Lake in our drive-through, or our health room para, Joe Wetherington, he is trained, and we send the tests away and then we get the results within 3 days or less. So that is available at Martha Lake and most of our other schools too, at no charge to our families. Okay, performing arts. Our students will be rotating to our specialists, and in music, we're following all the guidance of the DOH, Department of Health. And here's the safety webpage in regards to the performing arts too. Thank you, Mrs. McGuire. She's got it labeled there in the chat for you if you would like that. And we have special masks that the students will wear if they are singing in music, and those will be supplied by the school. School bus information. All passengers and drivers are required to wear a mask while on the bus, and bus stop and route information has been available. It's available in Skyward. And I have a student in admin school too, and I received a letter that actually had the routing information. So if you have any questions about busing, check Skyward, and you can always call us in the office too. Mrs. McGuire, I have the our phone number at the very end, but do you want to plug it in now? The chat. Oh, there's a new app to access bus information. EduLog Parent Portal app. It's an app. That's kind of cool. And you can download the app to get familiar with the new digital tool if you'd like. That's super cool. Oh. Kathy, can you put your email in the chat again? They got a bounce back on the email that you posted earlier. Thank you. Oof. This whole entire school year, lunch and breakfast is provided at no charge to all our students. So you don't have to stress about packing a lunch for your kiddos. The menu is available starting Monday, August 30th. So that's super cool. Free breakfast and lunch for the entire school year. Hello. I see some kids waving to me. And if your family needs financial support, eligible students and families, you can complete a free and reduced lunch meal application. And it helps us to, that information helps us to provide financial support for course fees and sports fees, as well as reduced cost internet. So it's really helpful for our families to complete that free and reduced lunch form, even though it's not directly for, yes, it is definitely fine. You can still pack your child's lunch and send it to school. You do not have to eat the school lunch. Thank you for asking. And here is the form for you to complete the application online. And then if you would like a printed application, you can call this phone number right here. Okay, Skyward, that's where you can check. We have a link on our district website and all the school websites for Skyward. And in Skyward, you can see your students' grades, family contact information, and as mentioned earlier, the bus route information. And there's lots of other stuff on there too. And then learning plan, when your student is out sick or need to isolate or quarantine due to COVID-19. Students will receive assignments to complete at home, and be sure to visit the district's website for more information about the state's attendance policy. And if the DOH asks us to have an entire classroom or school quarantine, we will revert to remote learning. Thanks. Okay, students will, We are asking all, and for that reason, we're asking all our students to bring their Chromebooks home each day. So Chromebooks will be coming home each day. And this is important in case your child becomes ill or we need to quarantine. And all students in K-12 are issued a district-owned Chromebook. Yes, if you forget your lunch, you can get a school lunch. Or if you bring your home lunch and you're still hungry, you can get a school lunch. Okay. Oh, and if you are interested, you can join the Edmond School District. We're looking for bus drivers and food service workers. If you are interested in that, you can apply online for those 2 positions. Okay, so questions. That concludes our presentation tonight. And again, thank you for joining us. If you don't have any questions, feel free to go. But if you have questions, stay on, or if you just want to stay on and listen to see what questions are asked, that's totally great too. So I'm going to stop screen share. So that we can see each other. Okay, here's some questions that were asked in chat that I didn't have the opportunity to answer because they're a little bit longer. We're recording right now, and then we'll make the recording available for you to watch, okay? That link will be available probably on our school website. Okay, let me answer some of these questions in chat. The bus is only available if you live a mile or more away from the school. So if you live closer than a mile, school buses are not available for transportation. So if my child has symptoms, do they need a COVID test before returning to school? Gosh, that is a big question. It would, if you have circumstances like that, please call the school and we can work through all the symptoms and next steps with you, okay? Because there's a lot of variables in that question. So if you're ever, wondering if what to do because your child is presenting with these symptoms and what may, call the school, okay? And we can help you answer that. Oh, should my child bring school supplies to meet the teacher? They can bring their supplies if they are walkers and busers. But if you, walkers and busers, you can bring school supplies to drop off because we don't want your kids to be carrying all those school supplies on the bus or walking. So, but if you're bringing them to school on the first day, if you could hold your supplies for that day, that would be great.
Very excited. I am very excited for the school to start. I feel like it will only come at the 1st of September.
Oh, yay. We're excited for all our kids to come back too. So thanks for sharing that. That's a good question. So will the students be eating their lunch in the classroom or in the gym? We are still working through the details of that because we're trying to have enough distance, and our PE also was reduced this year, so we're very limited on timing. So right now it looks like students will more than likely be eating in their classroom. Will students have a mask break while in class? Yes, if students need a mask break, teachers can call the office and we can walk them outside for a quick break. There will be band and orchestra. Yes, band and orchestra is available this year for our 5th and 6th graders. Oh, yes, if you would like to donate school supplies to the school, that would be terrific. Thank you. School supplies need to be purchased by families this year, and if you need any assistance with that, just let our office know and we can help you with the supplies.
So yearly school supplies, do we have to give it to the school or how does it work? Sorry, we don't know. This is our
Yeah.
first time.
Oh, no, thank you for asking. The school supplies, the list is on our school website, and we can have copies too for Meet the Teacher if you need it then. If you, for bussers and walkers, you can drop it off at the Meet the Teacher event. But if you're dropping off your students the first day, if you could hold the supplies until then, that would be great.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thanks for asking. The grade colors of the horseshoes. let's see if Miss K's old brain can remember. No, I can't remember all the colors. I can't remember all the colors. I do know kindergarten students, you will line up closest to the doors, and we have different colors for each of the lines. I believe blue right next to the bike rack is 1st grade. Yellow is 2nd grade, but we're going to be sectioning those off and you'll line up according to teacher. And then in the back, gosh, it's green, purple. I know 6th grade is black. I want to say 4th grade is purple and 3rd grade is green in the back, if I was to take a guess. And I believe 5th grade is red. But don't hold me to that. That's just a guess. I cannot find the link in Skyward to schedule the meeting for my kindergartner. Oh, it's not in Skyward. Mrs. McGuire emailed you the link to sign up for the Family Connection meeting. And if you,
I'm helping her with that one right now.
oh, okay,
Direct
terrific.
messaging. Sorry, I guess I should let you know. Some of them I'm trying to take care of.
Oh, terrific. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Should I pack a lunch? You can pack a lunch if you want to. You don't have to, though. Lunch is provided. If we still have our computers from last year, do we just bring, yes, bring your Chromebook that you had last year. Yes. Yes, we are happy to test your child for COVID. So just call the office to make an appointment with us. We can definitely do that for you. How much learning will be done on the computers? That's going to vary depending on grade levels. And I have a hunch, not much. Because I think our teachers are as done with online learning as much as our students and families might be. We're just excited for some in-person learning with everyone. When will they get to see their teacher? You can meet, you'll see in Skyward your teacher on the 1st. Is that tomorrow already? Tomorrow, oh my gosh, tomorrow is September 1st. You can see your child's teacher, and then on the 2nd, which is Thursday, you can meet them at the drive-through. Okay. When do we bring it? You will bring your Chromebook to school with you on the 1st day of school. What happens if someone's get COVID in the school? Will it shut down? Will, does the school close again? No. So what happens when there is a positive COVID case? What happens is we do close contact tracing. So who was close to the student throughout the day. And then we contact those families, and then we also let the community know at large too. How many students were a part of the close contact tracing, and if any of the classrooms needed to be closed. That information is shared with the whole school. But no, our goal is to hopefully not close the school. The supply list is on our school website. If you don't know who your child's teacher is in Skyward, we can definitely let you know at Meet the Teacher or on the first day of school. We'll have the list out there and we'll help you find your teacher. Don't worry. Yes, there is after school care. It's being offered by the same group right at school. So if you are in need of that, just let us know. Before and after school programs. Right now, that's to be determined. Oh, what does drop off look like for walkers? That is a great question. Probably best answered by showing you a picture of our map. So let me get that up. What we did last year was, let's help me remember, did we make, I can't remember if we actually made a map of it. So what happened last year was if the students lived south, is that south? No, that is north, right? Miss Litz?
Can you?
AMS is north?
Yes.
So if you live AMS north and you come that way, we're asking our students just to go through kind of their pathway and along this and to use this crosswalk here.
Yes.
And to go through the front of the school and then loop back around if you're 3-6. But K2, you can line up here. So that, if you are in the neighborhoods by that way, that's how you would enter the school. And obviously, if you're coming from, why am I so directionally impaired right now? West. If you're coming from the west side of the school over here, you would just use this crosswalk and come this way onto the 3-6 through here, the drop off X right here, and come onto campus and loop around this way. And then obviously,
my question.
I'm sorry,
so are
what
we
happened?
allowed to come through AMS in the morning?
Yes. On this little crosswalk here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. It's just closer and it gets you off the street too.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if their campus was closed.
Gosh, I can't remember. Mrs. McGuire, what time does AMS start?
Alderwood Middle starts, I think, at 8:10.
Okay.
And so, yes, so by the time you would be, like, are you talking about walking in between Alderwood Middle and, between the track and the school, Alderwood Middle up the
Yeah,
sidewalk?
so they'll be in session, Heather, so you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and that's how families, I mean, that's a walkway right there that families come up anyway.
Okay. Okay, so if a student tests positive for COVID, do they have to stay home for 10 days and how is this monitored? So when we do have a positive COVID case, let me stop screen share. Again, that contact tracing is done. We closely monitor attendance. Of course, we let the teachers know, right? And yeah, we I mean, our families are really respectful. They stay off campus when we've directed them to stay off campus. Oh, thank you for all you do. It is our pleasure. We appreciate that. Thanks for the nice comment. Let me see where we left off with questions.
The one for Miss Tyrone, I am sending her the link for changing the intent.
Again, if you need any school supplies, just contact us in the office, backpacks, notebooks, anything, just let us know and we can help you get materials and supplies that you need. Yes, of course. If your student is new to Martha Lake, we will walk them through how to log in and all that good stuff. Absolutely. Is Meet the Teacher? Oh no, the drive-through for Meet the Teacher is not mandatory. That's just if you are available to come and want to say hi to your teacher. When and where do we get the Chromebook? We can issue the Chromebooks to you at the school site. They don't have to go to district office to pick it up, do they, Kathy, new students?
No, we will have them here to get at school.
So in regards to changing from in-person to online learning or online learning back to remote, the request needs, that form needs to be filled out. That's the first step. So it's not going to be an overnight process or anything quick, because you have to remember our FTE, our staffing for teachers and paras, and it's all determined on how many students we have. So when those changes are made, it affects a lot of aspects of the school. Okay, you've all been working so hard. Thank you for everything you're doing and sacrificing. Oh, it's worth it. We know it's worth it because it brings our kids back to the building. Do we need to label any or all of our school supplies before dropping them off? I think some of the grade levels, because we have the same supply list for each of the grade levels, it tells you what to label and what not to label. So if it doesn't say, just if you're dropping it off, my recommendation would be to just put your student's name on the outside of the bag so that we can put it at your student's desk. Why do we need to wear a mask outside? Because right now our cases are really high, and when we have this many people in a space, even though it's outside, we want to keep everyone as safe as possible. Oh yes, great question. We do have a new music teacher. Her name is Miss Allen. Miss Barnes is no longer with us, so we have a very talented new music teacher in Miss Allen. Can parents drop off? Yes, in the back the first few days of school. Yes, Evan, you are in 4th grade, so you would be dropped off in the back. Oh, but don't you have a little sister? Is that what you're asking, Evan?
I am going to be using the bus to
Okay. Okay, someone's asking if students have been exposed to COVID but have no symptoms, do they need to stay home for the 10 days? Yes, we ask that if you have been in close contact with somebody with a positive case to get tested. And if you do test positive, contact us in the office and we'll walk you through. I mean, there's just so many variables in each of the different scenarios. Vaccines are a factor. And so we'll ask you all the questions that we need. And then we contact Department of Health and they actually give us the guidelines on what to do. So it's a big collaborative flow chart process. Will sports activities be available for kids before? Oh, are you talking about Move 60? Move 60 is being offered this year. Yes, it is. And we'll send the enrollment out probably in the next couple newsletters to everyone. Information for school bus transportation. It's in Skyward. You can look there, and then also the app that was shared earlier, you can look there. And then also a letter was sent home to everybody that was eligible for busing. And then if you have any questions, Kathy, do you want to put transportation's number in chat? So if they need to call, right?
Okay. Yep. Let me find transportation's number.
Okay, if your child is going to be missing school, you can let your teacher know and the teacher can let the office know, or you can let the office know and we'll let the teacher know.
Ooh, here's our phone number for the attendance line.
Yes, in-person kindergarten students will also get a Chromebook. All students get a Chromebook. I only have 1 more minute to answer questions. Let me get back to work here. We are new, should take the Chromebook this week or my daughter will. Your daughter will receive her Chromebook on the first day of school if you are new. What about, if you do Move 60 and have breakfast, you'll do Move 60 first and then have breakfast. And then Miss McGuire put the attendance line in there. Okay, and the transportation line. Okay, friends, it is 7 o'clock. And thank you for joining us tonight. And of course, if you ever have any questions, feel free to call us in the main office. We're always here for the most part, seems like, and we're always happy to answer your questions. Okay, and thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's great to see the faces. See you soon. See you later.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you log into Skyward?
There is a link on the website, and if there's a spot that you click that says if you forget your username or password, click on that. And I'll ask you for your email address, and then they'll send you the login information.
But I don't know what the what website is.
Go to the school website. Martha
Yeah,
Lake.
I don't know the school website.
Martha
sorry.
Lake Elementary.
Google
Okay.
that, Pony.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
See you later. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Okay.
So what if you're taking the bus and you want to do Move 60 or eat breakfast? Because when I went to my 3rd grade, that's kind of what happened. Never got time.